Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking another quick look here at Bitcoin. I get requests a lot for this one, so we're just going to cover it twice a day. Keep in mind, morning and afternoon. So when it comes to Bitcoin, not a tremendous as much has changed since earlier today. So brush you up to speed. Saw a massive increase up to about 38,000. Price came all the way back down to 35.6 and has since bounced. Now again, this bounce is not a 100% guarantee. It's just kind of that natural little jump when you have a massive correction. Okay, so we've got to find out in time if that's going to sustain itself. But for right now, we can kind of reaffirm the fact that we have basically 35.6 to 36,000, this range right here, as a potential support. Okay, I like to say a potential support because it's potential, right? Not a guarantee, but the likelihood is fairly high because we got a previous resistance zone here, here, and here before the price action could surpass that level, and then it came back down to retest and reject it. So far it's holding pretty strong. So the new bottom should be 36,000, but 35.6 is a secondary to that. And if we lose that level, we have to just have another conversation. We're going to talk about the high block capital data here, kind of get back on the backtrack here, kind of see what's going on. A lot of liquidation levels have been wiped out. We do still have some long liquidation levels at 34,000, but right now the bias is generally short. Okay? In other words, folks want the price to go down, aggregate across multiple exchanges. We can see the general consensus is that people are trying to short right now. Okay? Whales are kind of chilling, hanging out on the sidelines, while retail is trying to keep things moving. So truth is, not a lot of liquidations as you might think. They were spread out over the last 4 or 5 days, but a lot of shorts got hammered pretty hard, and it's one of those situations where it's not the most ideal trading conditions. So I just generally like to recommend steering clear of Bitcoin right now. Dollar cost average as you see fit. Continue to add to your position if you want. I'm hoping for a $33,000 range to maybe add to my spot bag, but I'm still dollar cost averaging weekly. It's like an automatic withdrawal through my Coinbase, right? I recommend doing something like that. Yes, you get a little slippage. It just kind of takes your hands off of it, and it's just kind of easier that way. And unfortunately, you will pay a little bit of a fee for it, but generally, it's a good thing to do because big picture, Bitcoin is going to be pretty big, right? But between now and then, taking a look at open interest last 7 days, let's go ahead and see where we got the most amount of longs. It looks like a lot of those late longs got wrecked. These were nice and green earlier today. And we can kind of see here that the only longs in the game right now are still at about 35.7. So those who caught the breakout traders are still somehow in profit right now. Okay. So taking a look at shorts, let's go ahead and take a look here as well. Shorts, very similar scenario, only reversed, whereas we could see the shorts at 35,000 are still in the game somehow. They're probably using very low leverage. Anything with higher leverage got wrecked on the way up and the way down. So it's just, again, wreck city. No real point in trading this kind of chop, I guess you will. Unless you caught the opportunities already. The opportunities have come and went. There's nothing like glaringly obvious like right now, like, oh gosh, you got a short, you got to take a long. It's kind of figuring things out right now. So best for you to remain on the sidelines and not mess anything up by over trading. Okay, quickly to zoom in here on the basically last 7 days of trading. Once again, 34,000, still got a decent amount of longs. That has since minimized itself somewhat as it was previously about 120, 130,000 liquidation levels. Now we're about 100,000 there. So again, that level could still get swept. I'm still leaning a little bit more towards that because greed is a very real thing, and we can see here there's hardly anything left up here because the market movers took their profits on the way up and they're laughing on the way down when the rest of us, at least those of you who decided to buy the top, are still kind of sitting here with a sore thumb, right? Sitting on your thumb, if you will. All right. So again, that's kind of where it's at. Overall, the last thing we just want to summarize here with is the 1 hour, and just kind of summarize that when we were looking at the cloud earlier today, we were still above it, which we are still now. But the lagging span is coming into the price action, and the conversion line and baseline are kind of close. Not really ideal trading conditions. Okay. So what I mentioned earlier would be ideal is to get a closure today about 36,500 or higher. That way we'd naturally average ourselves out above the cloud. If we close below that level, we start traveling within the cloud here. Anything under 36.3 would be disadvantageous for potential further downside. I'm a little bit leaning more towards the price coming down. So we take a look at some of the RSIs and stochastic. We're starting to see a massive shift in momentum here. Second stochastic swing is down, and we can see the money flow, while it's going sideways, we're still under 70 in the RSI. Okay? And it really it's not a bad thing, trust me. I actually like that situation. I can just tell you though that generally speaking, with everything we have so far in the back end and the front end, I'm not really super convinced that Bitcoin's just going to retest 38,000 in the immediate future. I think in the relative near future, the distant future here, late in November, so to speak, we could very well see that revisited. Pretty common closer to holiday seasons. We get some volatility, but between now and then, we hit the Bitcoin hit the big old reset button. We just kind of got to wait for it to calibrate. Please be careful trading Bitcoin and Ethereum right now, especially Ethereum too. So just to quickly note, I sent this out earlier today. Hopefully I can find it for you. I think I might have passed it. Yeah, those are total liquidations. What I'm trying to get at here is that the BlackRock just registered a spot Ethereum ETF. Okay, so with this going kind of up, if you will, here today, that's really pushing the volatility of Ethereum up. Okay, now that was one of our only stop losses we saw earlier. See, so if you come in here, check it out. We took some nice healthy profits from Link. That's a short, 29%. Took that trade yesterday, injected 4 days ago, 65%. But Ethereum, we hit a 75% stop loss on a swing trade within, I think it's been about a week roughly. And the main reason why we hit that is because it spiked up really hard. Again, we took some profits on Ethereum Classic, 50%, Gala 153, SHIB 50, Luna 2, 85. So I mean, it's more than it averaged itself out. Trust me, it's all good. But generally speaking, it's still something to be concerned with. Ethereum is on a tear, and typically when Ethereum does very well, contrary to Bitcoin doing poorly, that's kind of a sign that alt season is on the horizon. So if Ethereum can maintain itself, start getting 25, 30, 2,500, 3,000 roughly, then Bitcoin stays the same, there's a good chance we're going to see some alts surging during that time. So just be mindful. There's definitely some silver lining here. All right, I hope that was beneficial. Thanks so much for watching. If you learned something, even if you didn't, like, subscribe, follow. Deeply appreciate that. Help us grow the community, and jump it over to Twitter, Discord, and Telegram if you want to come part of our community here. Keep in mind, we do have our trading results here as well. I get the question a lot. What's your average for your signals? It's close to 85 to 90%. We were 89% last month. We took 3 stop losses. So far this month, we've hit probably like 15 targets and only 1 stop loss so far. So it's been a good month. Either way, jump on over there. There are limited slots available. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks again for your time. See you next one.